We have breaking news on Hurricane Melissa. The eye is squarely over western Jamaica 3 hours after it made landfall as one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes in history.
We can see extensive damage to homes, hospitals, and schools in southwestern Jamaica. The hurricane was responsible for 7 deaths, 3 in Haiti, 3 in Jamaica during storm preparation, and 1 in the DR. For more, we turn to our meteorologist, Cassandra.
Happy Halloween, Seawolves. I'm Cassandra Fasthag, and here's your severe weather outlook. Well, things are brewing in the tropics this Halloween week, and all eyes are on Hurricane Melissa. It is currently a Category 5 hurricane, reaching up to maximum sustained winds of 185 miles per hour, with minimum pressure at 892. So it is going to leave catastrophic damage for Jamaica. It currently gained some speed, so it's moving at 9 miles an hour, but it was moving at 3 miles per hour, so I could have walked faster than this hurricane. But all jokes aside, this could be the worst hurricane that Jamaica has ever faced. Some areas will get 40 inches of rain, and the storm surge will be life-threatening. Here's a satellite image of the storm, and you can see how intense it is and that clearly defined eye wall right there. There have already been 4 deaths from Melissa, 3 being in Haiti and 1 in the Dominican Republic. Now here's the expected path Hurricane Melissa is supposed to take. It should steer clear of the eastern seaboard and make its way out to sea, which is really great news for us considering how Hurricane Sandy impacted us 13 years ago today when it made landfall in New Jersey as a tropical storm. So looks like we're out of the water for Melissa. However, we're keeping an eye on this other low pressure system that's currently in the Midwest. It's supposed to sweep down, bringing colder temperatures all throughout the East Coast, and it's going to follow the jet stream, swoop back up towards us, causing cold and rainy conditions for Halloween. Most of the rain should be the day before Halloween, and things should clear up around Halloween night, but we could still have scattered showers. So if you're gonna be out, it's best to bring an umbrella. Lastly, don't forget that at the end of the week, daylight savings time ends and we bring the clocks back an hour, so it'll start to get darker earlier. And Halloween weekend can last a little bit longer. So it's an eventful weather week, Seawolves, so make sure you stay aware and, of course, enjoy Halloween and stay safe. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Cassandra. With an update on the conflict in Gaza, our own Sky Crabtree is here with us live. Sky, what are some developments?
Thanks, Amit. Secretary of State Marco Rubio visited the Military Coordination Center in Israel on Friday. Around 200 U.S. troops are in southern Israel, there to help further the peace plan between Israel and Hamas. On the ground in Gaza, families are returning to see their homes destroyed and are living in tents. Rubio said up to a dozen groups will be involved in aid efforts in Gaza and that there's no place for Hamas in the future of the region. The Secretary of State is hopeful the plan will succeed, but said there will likely be issues that need to be worked through along the way.
Thank you, Sky. Now over to our White House correspondent, Vyong Hao, for the latest. Vyong?
Thanks, Matt. It's been a busy week in American politics, from high-stake trade talks in Asia to a Democratic showdown. Here's the latest. The federal government shutdown is stretching into its 4th week, and frustration is mounting as millions of Americans face the potential loss of key benefits if Congress fails to act soon. Negotiations on Capitol Hill remain stalled as lawmakers trade blame over who's responsible for keeping the government closed. The White House is putting pressure on Democrats to agree to a short-term funding deal, warning that critical assistance programs could run out of money within days.
If Democrats continue to hold Americans hostage, there will not be enough funds to provide SNAP benefits for more than 40 million Americans on November 1st.
The Trump administration has the resources now, including through an emergency contingency fund that has about $5 billion in it, to ensure that not a single American goes hungry.
Without a deal, SNAP benefits could stop next week, leaving millions of Americans uncertain about their next meal. And air traffic controllers are among the latest of federal employees who are missing their first full paycheck, a loss that's already straining morale and safety across the nation's airports. Union officials say many are working overtime without pay to keep flights running smoothly, while others warn continued delays in pay could push critical staff to leave their posts altogether. And a major trade breakthrough could just be days away. The Air Force One wheels touched down in Japan, and the newly elected Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi rolled out the red carpet for Donald Trump. Earlier today, widely viewed as a protege of Trump's friend Shinzo Abe, Takaichi emphasized her connection to the deceased Japanese leader as she welcomed Trump to the Akasake Palace on Tuesday. Trump praised Takaichi.
Anything I can do to help Japan, we will be there. We are an ally at the strongest level.
The two leaders signed a deal on rare earth minerals, as well as a document heralding a new, quote, golden age of U.S.-Japan relations, which reiterated the commitment of the two countries to implement deals struck earlier, including the 15% tariff deal negotiated early this year. Trump is scheduled to leave tomorrow for South Korea, which is hosting the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. In South Korea, President Trump is expected to sign a deal with Chinese President Xi Jinping, although the president has cautioned no deal will be final until the leaders meet face-to-face. Even if the Trump-Xi meeting does not produce a definitive end to their trade war, investors are prepared to buy into any de-escalation in the tensions. And the deal is expected to lower tariffs on major goods like U.S. soybeans, semiconductors, and electric vehicle parts, while expanding China's access to American, U.S., and agricultural exports. And the West Coast, two of California's biggest political heavyweights, could soon be on a collision course. Governor Gavin Newsom and former Vice President Kamala Harris are both teasing presidential runs in 2028, signaling a showdown that could split Democrat loyalties and test the influence of the Golden State. Newsom says he's giving, quote, serious thought to a White House bid, while Harris insists she's not done with public service.
I'm looking forward to who presents themselves in 2028. And who meets that moment. And that's the question for the American people.
Is it fair to say, after the 2026 midterms, you're going to give it serious thought?
Yeah, I'd be lying.
If both move forward, California could become the unlikely battleground for the Democratic Party's future. That's all for me. Back to you at the desk.
Now over with Jake with our 7-day forecast.
Welcome aboard your 7-day forecast, Seawolves. This is your Captain Meteorologist, Jake Saray speaking. Today, Tuesday, we have a high of 57 and a low of 41, with mostly cloudy conditions expected through the rest of the day. On Wednesday, we have a 40% chance for rain, so you may want to break out the raincoats, and also for Thursday, another 40% chance for rain. Friday, your Halloween forecast is a 60% chance for rain, but our temperatures will still feel like fall as we have a high of 58 and a low of 49. For the remainder of the week, we have partly cloudy conditions expected, with our highs ranging from the mid-50s to upper 50s and our low ranging from the mid-40s to upper 40s as well. You've arrived at the end of your 7-day weather forecast. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jake. Covering this year's Spooktober on campus, here's Chris Yang.
Hello, Seawolves. My name is Christopher Yang, back with another edition of Chris on the Street at Spooky Brook. My name is Christopher Yang.
My name is Connor Yuki.
And I'm wearing Toad from the series of Mario.
And I'm wearing Ghostface from the Scream franchise.
We'll be talking to students in costume, asking about why they decided to wear it out and what they think about Spooky Brook. What are you wearing today?
I'm donning the Porco Rosso fit from a Studio Ghibli film. This is my favorite, actually.
So I'm Freddy Fazbear today because it's FNAF themed and it's like one of my favorite games.
Cosplay from the anime Puella Magi Madoka Magica. I am dressed as Madoka.
And I'm dressed as Homura. Hornet from Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong.
Why did you decide to wear this out tonight?
You know, the vibes. I just feel like we need to chill down society, and what better way to go than as a pig?
My entire friend group decided to do like the main characters, and I've always loved like Freddy's character.
We are both into anime, and we also just wanted to do something matching.
I did it because I like Hornet.
Like, how does it feel having like events like this for like Spooky Brook, for example? Yeah.
Well, I think it's great. It definitely encourages more student life on campus, and well, it's Halloween, so just let loose and eat some candy. Yeah?
I'm biased because I love Halloween. I think it's great to just give, especially since now we're kind of all grown up. It's great to just have an opportunity to dress up and be silly for once. I think that's a really important thing to, have.
I like free stuff.
Real,
and having an excuse to wear a nice costume.
I think it's really cool, especially because I'm a cosplayer, so I only ever have events like in New York City or in like Pennsylvania. So having a place, especially on campus, to like do what I love is really nice.
I feel like if you focus too much on work and work only, you just get burned out really quick. So this is a nice little change of pace, I suppose.
Spooky Brook definitely got some frights and giggles out of us. My name is Christopher Yang.
My name is Connor Yuki.
Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Chris. Looked like a horrifying event. And now let's hear from our correspondent, Ava Shea, who had visited a haunted house over the weekend.
It's that time of year again, and in the Halloween spirit, I'm standing outside one of Long Island's scariest haunted attractions called Darkness Rising in Copiague, Long Island. Tonight, I'm finding out what it takes to get a good scare out of people.
So every year we rebuild from the ground up. So it's 3 haunted houses this year. The first one is the Pharaoh's Curse. It's like our mummy-themed haunt, based on like the 1999 Brendan Fraser movie. Then we have Wasteland, which is kind of like a post-apocalyptic, like big, huge sets, really like aggressive actors. And then the third haunt's called Dark Matter, and that's kind of our like nod to like the Alien franchise and other like sci-fi movies.
As I walked inside, each house was designed like a maze back to back. So I experienced 20 minutes of nonstop screaming and jump scares around every corner.
As you're walking through the maze, you're kind of like wrapping around each little like actor box, as we call it, so they're scaring you from like multiple places. So when you're in there, it just feels insane, like there's people around every corner. Move! Have this like whole cast of like a lot of really theatrical people like acting out roles. It's not just people like jumping out and like roaring at you, you know? Like they have dialogue in there and they're like playing up each scene, so.
On your way out of the haunted houses, there's a chance to buy merch and take pictures next to funny signs commemorating the experience. And once you go and buy something, or even just your ticket, some of the proceeds go to the Yes Community Counseling Center and the Copiague Fire Department.
It used to be 100% for charity. Now it's like a portion of our proceeds go to charity, but we always try and give back because it's nice and everyone likes doing this, so yeah.
So if you're looking for a good scare this Halloween season, Darkness Rising has you covered. And when you come out, you're also going to be supporting local charities while you're at it. So come support the team, support the actors, and have a fun time while you're at it. I'm Ava Shea, reporting from Copiague, Long Island. Have a spooky, scary Halloween.
Thanks, Ava. Glad you made it out of there safe and sound. Now, let's hear from our reporter Connor Yuki, who got to try the scariest burgers in Long Island.
Located in Farmingdale, New York, the Haunted House of Hamburgers is home to spooky decorations both inside and out, eye-boggling cocktails, and of course their signature hamburgers. This restaurant is a Halloween lover's delight. When co-owner Chris Nelson first walked in this establishment, it was love at first sight. As a Halloween lover himself, he thought that the restaurant could be run better, so he worked out a deal with the previous owner to take over the business.
When people walk through the door, they leave real life and they come into the world of Halloween. And it's all year round, so there's never anybody that walks in and is disappointed and expected more, that's for sure.
Chris would ask his sister, Brianna Greco, if she would like to partner with him to run the restaurant together. After seeing the restaurant for herself, she agreed.
I love the atmosphere. I love coming here. I love working here. I love the people that I work with. We have a great staff, so that's always nice. It's just a very enjoyable place to work.